weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. But since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Ho, ho, ho! Welcome to McCoy Van Noy, presented by Toyota, official automotive partner of the NFL. I am one half of your gracious host, none other than Gerald Santa, the 93rd wonder of the world. Big chest from the North Pole, the one that never fails. I only thrive. You know why, killer? Because I'm from the south side of the 405. And hold up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, hold on. That's 1, 2, 3. Man, do your thing, killer. Do your thing, killer. I'm gonna leave you to
Hey,
it.
everybody. My name's Kyle Van Noy, two-time Super Bowl champ, and had a career high in sacks at 10.5 with 2 games left. Here we go. We are here.
We are here. Now, I told y'all early in the season, this man said he's playing at a Pro Bowl level. He knows he's a Pro Bowler. He knows he's an All-Pro. And he was going to show all y'all. He said he was going to show you. You know what? Let's skip to it right now. Tell us how you really feel, Gerald. I will tell you how I really feel. Y'all counted my boy out. Y'all said my guy wasn't dead. He went here. He had 9 sacks last year, came back, got a new contract. They said, you know what? We believe in him. We want a Super Bowl champ to lead our defense. And what is he doing? He's leading the defense. 10.5 sacks. He told y'all he was going to get there. And lo and behold, we still got more games to play. And my dog is sitting at 10 sacks. Oh, man. Listen, I lost my mind when it happened.
Too.
I know it does. Man, killer, tell us how you feel,
real
baby.
Good. You know, I had to rock my new sweatshirt that I got, double-digit sack club, one of a kind. Shout out Chuck Smith, pass rush specialist coach with the Ravens.
Chuck, I love Chuck.
He gave it to him. You know, he's been a tremendous help for me, just focusing on pass rush, helping me get better. So it's been good to have him. Appreciative of him, as well as the other coaches that have helped out and just the teammates, you know. I don't think, you know, I'm sure it's like others that have gotten there before. You know, I'm sure TJ Watt feels a lot of love to have Highsmith there, as well as Cameron Hayward for all those years plugging up the middle. So I got to thank, you know, Nnamdi Madubuike and Travis Jones helping me out, pushing that pocket, because, you know, that helps with Adafe on the other side. So, you know, we're still going, though. We ain't done yet. We're just getting started.
And ain't done, baby.
Let's just dive into the game.
Yeah, let's get into
it. The game was electric. I mean, must-win game for us, playoff atmosphere, backs against the walls. Steelers have had our number of late. You know, the game, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I wasn't playing good at the beginning of the game. I had a couple plays where it was just like, you know, I had a good hit on Russell on the 3rd down to start off the game. That felt good. But then I had a couple plays where, you know, you just want them back. You're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, you just want to smack yourself on the back of the neck. But turn it around. Finally got in the rhythm of the game, let the game come to me, and, man, it was awesome. I had a text game with Nnamdi, text games where I'm plugging through the B-gap, hitting the tackle's hip, and then Nnamdi's wrapping around. Nnamdi came, got pressure. Russell didn't know where to go, tried to split us, but, you know, your boy's got dad strength, held on for dear life.
On a mission.
Yeah, and then the other one, I just kind of bullied the right tackle back. Russell had nowhere to go, tried to step up and grabbed him right there for the full sack. So for me, and then I did get a fumble recovery, though. I lost contain where it was like, oh no. And then hustled to the ball. Darius made a hell of a play. Darius Washington, number 29, made a hell of a play on Russell. I don't know what he was thinking. He should have just slid, but he wanted to try to score. You know, AD knocked the ball off of him, and your boy had to get on that thing. And, you know, stuff that's not talked about, people try to do crazy things in piles, you know? I'm not going to say what people tried to do to me, but it was a little crazy down there, you know?
2024. I can imagine.
But we got the dub.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry did his thing, toting that thing. He looked real good. He looked special last night. O-line did their thing blocking. Monken had some great play designs. The one that he had to Isaiah Likely for the touchdown was sick, wide open. And then Lamar just doing enough with his legs to keep everybody off balance. I think that's key. It wasn't he didn't run too much, he didn't expose himself too much, but he ran enough to where it keeps everybody on their toes, and I think that's what's best for the team. And then he's throwing dots right now. He's playing at an MVP level. I'm going to again be one of the only media people out there to ride for my dog, as well as you have too, Gerald. You have too.
You his teammate. Don't worry. We're going to get into that too. Hey, Killer, you his teammate. I don't want them to say,
okay,
Kyle is, let me do it. Let me do it. I got you. Hey, Jack, I got you, player. Don't worry. I'm going to let Killer finish and we going to get into it.
What were your thoughts of the game? What did you think?
I'm going to start by saying this. This is the best rivalry in the NFL. This game gave us everything we needed. A lot of back and forths, scoring drives. You don't know what's going. Russ gets down to the goal line, fumbles the ball. My guy Killer jumps on the fumble. All right, Lamar, he comes back and scores. We get to the second half.
Drives at 95 yards.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
We get to the second half. Russ throws over the top to Cordero Patterson. Beautiful play.
Yeah.
Things are going. Derrick Henry hits the sideline. We like, all right, here we go. They going up 2 scores. Boom. Lamar throws a pick. It's like, God dang, these Tomlin teams, man, they keep doing this. Right back. Russ throws a pick 6. And it's like, man, like, what more can you ask from this game? Lamar.
Are you not entertained?
Like, are you not entertained, man? Like, guys getting after the quarterback, guys running the ball. And I just want to say this. This is me. I never got off my square. I've been 10 toes down for Lamar. The MVP race is over with, man. Like, it's just, this guy shows up in all the primetime games and he balls. There's not, you could say, okay, you guys lost to the Raiders or you guys got these losses or whatever, but when it's time to show up in the primetime, even opening day, y'all didn't win the game, but look at what Lamar did. He's showing up in all the big games versus all the top teams when it's necessary. And he's not just doing enough. He does what's necessary. And on top of that, he is actually balling. He's throwing from the pocket. He's making plays with his feet. He's extending plays. Like, he is leading what he said before the bye week. He's showing it. I want to get through this bye week so we can get back to playing football how we know how to play football. And I'm just excited. I'm just upset about what just happened. After this bye week, here we go. The defense is showing it. We had a thing on NFL game day morning where they asked us who's the biggest threat to the Chiefs, and I picked the Ravens. You know why? It was either the Bills or the Ravens. Let me tell you why I picked the Ravens. It has nothing to do with my bias with Killer or Lamar or Derrick Henry or whatever. No. Facts are facts. Killer has 2 rings, and he can vouch for this. You have to be playing at your best in December and January. And right now, Baltimore's defense, we know what the offense has been all year. Killer said they were going to get this fixed on defense. Defensively, they're getting better by the week, and we're seeing it. Killer's leading them up front. We're getting after the quarterback. They already can stop the run, but they can rush the pass as well. They're covering in the back end. They are playing their best football right now. And when you're playing your best football at the end of December, going into January, that's the team everybody should fear. And that's what's going on right now with the Baltimore Ravens. Another thing, can we please stop having greatness fatigue? Derrick Henry is beyond great. 1,500 yards again. A guy his size, we haven't seen this before. To be able to move like that, it's like he cut his dreads off and got faster. It's like somebody told him, hey, man, if you cut your hair, you get faster. Because when he hit that sideline, I said, man, this dude is rolling. And he continues to do it. He continues to close games. He continues to show up in these big games per usual, like we are accustomed to him doing. And this is what you're going to need down the line. A quarterback who can beat you from the pocket. We know Lamar can do moving around. But he's showing I can stand here in this pocket and beat you. If I need to extend drives, I will. If I need to run, I will. But I can stand right here and make every throw I need to make. I can beat you. And when that happens, we get this lead, that guy back there, he going to close it out for us. Those guys over there, they going to get after the quarterback. This team right now is the scariest team in football because you guys are one, excuse me, you're healthy enough to where you got all your guys that you need to play at a high level. Everybody's playing at a high level. And the momentum, you guys are never satisfied. When I'm watching you guys play, y'all didn't play the Giants like, oh, this is the Giants. Y'all played the Giants like y'all was in the Super Bowl. Y'all played that game like y'all tired of hearing people talk about Pittsburgh this and Pittsburgh that when they haven't beat them in this long and that. No, y'all sent a message. And that's for everybody that's on their way to see Baltimore. Y'all sent a message. And that's my takeaway from the game. Baltimore sent a message. We are the ones. I don't care what the record says. We're the team to beat. There's a lot of vulnerability right now. A lot of vulnerability. Josh Allen didn't look great. He did not look great. Patrick Mahomes is, I guess, hobbled. Chris Jones. A lot of people don't understand, man. Losing a guy like that, uncertainty with a calf. If you've ever tried to rush a pass or play the run with a strained calf, man,
I did. It's the worst.
It's the worst. And that guy is what makes that defense go. And a lot of people don't know the Chiefs' third down defense is 20th in the league. That's not good. And everybody you're going to face most likely are going to be top 10 offenses on third down. Baltimore, Buffalo, the Eagles, the Lions. These people that you may end up facing, you're going to need Chris Jones for sure. So when we talking about people who need to be beating all this, y'all got to look at every intangible and every part of the game. And top to bottom, right now, we just seen what happened with Philly and Jalen Hurts. We don't know how that's going to affect them. We don't know. Right now, the team is the Baltimore Ravens, and that's my takeaway from that game. Killer.
Thanks, G. I mean, that was good. There's a couple more points I want to hit in the game that as a team we got to get better. Obviously, putting the ball on the ground. Way too much on the ground. We got very fortunate a couple of times. I believe, those will be fixed. I mean, last night was we'll take it, and then defensively it was a little leaky at times in the run game. Stout sometimes and then leaky. We just got to clean that up too to really just make it one-dimensional. And then, a couple plays that I loved in the game was Tylan Wallace batting the ball back, special teams pinning them down there. Another play was Zay across the middle on a tough third down. Mark Andrews' touchdown. He's automatic right now. Love how everybody said he was washed. Love it when people, shut people up. I love it.
Shows
like,
a bunch of washed people on y'all team balling, ain't it?
Yep. Derrick Henry, they said he was washed.
He was washed,
crazy.
yeah.
I don't know. But
man,
regardless, great team win.
Hey, Killer,
great team win.
Before you continue, it's like they was putting you in the transfer portal. They was like, yeah, you gotta put him over here.
Yeah.
Put him over here.
Straight
put him over here. Yeah, my
Straight
dog
up.
said, I got some
mercenary. I'm a mercenary, bro.
Yeah, man.
That's what they do.
Yeah, but hey,
I will say too, a little story. I had two teammates. I know teammates have done this with you in the past, but it just made me feel good. I'm not going to say their names, but just two young teammates were getting ready to do a walkthrough, and I'm just chilling on the sideline, and one of my young bulls was like, "Bruh, like, I know this is crazy, but I grew up playing you in Madden."
Oh man,
like,
yeah, that's happening.
And I'm on your team, and like for me, like I'm trying to be cool about it, but like it is so badass for your teammates to say that. Like, I mean, I feel so honored that they would even say that to me, but like another teammate like heard him and he jumped in and was like, hell yeah, I used to play you too. Like I never wanted to say anything, but it's just dope to see you still balling as I like played you growing up in the game, and just to be your teammate is so surreal. And it's crazy because I know exactly how they feel, because when I walked in the league, I was right next to Reggie Bush. And if you lived on the West Coast like I did, Reggie Bush
Reggie
was the guy.
The
He was that guy. He is the reason why you wore black cleats and white shoelaces, the one sleeve. I wore a one sleeve in college like he did. Man. He was that guy. And then Calvin Johnson came up to me, and so I know exactly what they are talking about when they said that, and it meant so much to me to have teammates like say that. It was good for the holidays. It like made my holiday spirit, you know.
Yeah, it's great. That's the things you want to hear, man. I was with the Raiders and the Cowboys. I was with the Cowboys. There was a guy. He said, "Gerald, man," he said, "It's crazy. We teammates, man. I remember being." When you got drafted when I was in middle school, I was like, God dang. You was It was like, yeah, man. I was like, man, I've been a fan of yours since I was in middle school, man. Then when I got with the Raiders, one guy was like, yeah. He said, man, I watch your highlights as a kid. So I'm like, as a kid, bro. Like, what? Like, come on, it's in my 30s. What? But it's great to hear, you know, any type of admiration from anybody. Even as a young guy, coach, whatever, because you know.
But especially your teammates. It's different when it comes from your teammates.
For sure. Your peers, man. When your peers acknowledge it, is great because you know all the work you put in. And to be able to play that long, have longevity, be able to play that long. But not only that, what they're seeing now is you playing your best football. That makes it even better. They can see you on Madden, they can see you win championships, but what they're seeing right now is your longevity and what it means to be a pro. Vincent Jackson, God rest his soul, he taught me the difference in being a professional and a pro. When you get drafted, you're a professional. That's what your title is. You're a professional football player. What makes you a pro is how you take care of yourself off the field. How do you prepare for the game? How do you practice? How do you play the game? There's a difference in being a professional and a pro. The professionals, they get drafted. The pros, they last in the league. And that's what Killer has been. It's been a pro, and it's great to see. It's an honor to be on the show with you, and it's an honor to watch your growth. And it's an honor. This is what I love the most, is that you said what you were going to do, and you did it. And that is what has happened with the Baltimore Ravens is you come on this show and you tell me, Lamar's doing this in the building, and we can see it. Derrick Henry does this in the building, and we can see it. It's different when a person, you just see him show up or whatever, but when you have a person telling you, hey, this is what I'm seeing, this is taking place, this is what we doing, and then you go watch it when the lights come on and everybody's watching and you can see, I believe him now. I believe that what he's saying these guys are doing, they're doing because I'm watching it. There's no way you be this consistent and play this great.
And speaking of guys, too, that are doing it, I have to give love to Marlon Humphrey, too. He deserves so much credit. He should be a lifer for the Ravens, but has had a hell of a career. Should be comeback player of the year after being injured last year. His pick six was electric last night, or excuse me, Saturday night. It was awesome. But he's been stepping up as a leader. Obviously, he's a little bit different. You know, I love Marlon, but Marlon can be here one day, here this day. You know, Marlon's, why you walking away from me mid-conversation? You know, that's Marlon. Yeah. But we love Marlon. And the fact that he's come back and has 6 picks, after he was told he was washed or he wouldn't be all-pro Marlon, Marlon Humphrey is an all-pro and is playing like it, and he's taking that next step into the leadership role. It's awesome to see his growth in that regards. He had his second son named Duke, I believe. Shout out Marlon having the baby. Hope him and wife are doing amazing. But it was awesome to see him get a pick 6 after a week that he had with the birth of his little baby boy. So shout out to Marlon. You deserve to be an all-pro. You've been hooping this year.
Yes, sir. And I was at the broadcast boot camp with Marlon. And we actually got partnered up to do an interview I had to interview him.
That was a long interview with you two.
Man, I know. I was sitting there and I'm like, man, this is a different dude, man. So to see the way he plays the game, but then see him off the field, is like, that's the guy that's balling like that. You know, balling is but he's a great dude, great soul, man.
Great guy.
He's just unapologetically him.
Yep. And guess what? He's doing it with his own podcast, dude. They were talking crazy about our guy, Marlon. Man. They said, stop podcasting. Now, are they saying that now?
Nah. They ain't saying it about you. They ain't saying it about Marlon. They ain't saying, you know what? Let me give some credit to Harbaugh and how he runs just the organization in general. I don't have many regrets in my career. And what I'm about to speak about is not a regret, but it's a, that would have been cool. I had an opportunity to sign with the Baltimore Ravens. I made a family decision over a career personal decision. I ended up signing with the Carolina Panthers because I was able to be closer to my family. It was a quick flight. When I balanced everything out, the teams, this is Lamar coming out of his rookie year, so this wasn't like MVP yet, Lamar. So I'm looking at the balance of the teams and stuff, and I'm like, okay, Carolina's good enough. They got Cam Newton. They got Luke Kuechly. They got all these people on the team going to be good. But most importantly, I can be close to my family. I don't have to take no layovers and fly all out in this. Let me say this about the Baltimore Ravens organization. Freaking incredible.
First class.
First class. Family first. How they treat the players. How the players prepare. Coach Harbaugh, that meeting I had with Coach Harbaugh, I was just in awe sitting in that meeting with him and Mr. Newsome, and we was just sitting there and I'm like, man, this is how do you pass this up? And I'm like, I'm definitely gonna be a Raven. And then on the way home, I got the call from Carolina, and one thing led to another. I ended up as a Panther. But the Baltimore organization, I always say, man, what if? What if? Because it's just freaking incredible, man. So I know, Killer, the experience you're having. I know just based off guys that people are saying are washed or whatever and how they're playing, you take up the makeup of your coach. You take up the makeup of your coach, and it just goes from the top and it goes down the ladder, and you can see it from the head coach all the way down to even the guys you were just talking about on the sideline, man. And it's an incredible organization. I'm excited for the future for you guys the next 2 weeks to see what happens. Got to close this thing out, win this division, and get some home games, baby.
Yeah, we got a big one on Christmas, but we'll talk about that more right after this break.
Yeah, we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Introducing Daily Draw, the latest free-to-play game from Yahoo Sports. Daily Draw gives you a pack of 6 prediction cards every day based on the day's biggest sporting event. Download or update the Yahoo Sports app on the Apple App Store or Google Play and join the action with Daily Draw today.
All right, we're back from break. We're going to go into NFL news and a Week 16 recap. We're going to start with the game of the weekend, in my opinion. We're going to go with the Commanders 36, Eagles 33. It comes down to the wire, and lots of turnovers, right? Gee, there's quite a bit of turnovers, right?
Turnovers on the Commanders side, man, and they ended up overcoming it, man.
That's impressive.
Let's start with the news of the day. Obviously, Jalen Hurts goes out with a concussion early in the game. You hate to see stuff like that. I hate injuries, man, especially at this point. When the playoffs start, I really hate it. And it's something I do. A lot of people won't believe me, but it's something I do. I actually say a prayer that nobody gets injured during the playoffs. No team, no injury. I know let's be realistic. But hey, listen, that's how I am. Because I don't want any reason for a team to not have an opportunity to be at their best with an injury. Yeah. And you just hate to see this.
Livelihoods too.
Yeah, you just hate to see this with Jalen Hurts, man. With everything, with what has transpired over the last 2 weeks with do they have a passing problem? Or him and A.J. Brown going back and forth, or Brandon Graham saying what he said and all. There's just a lot, and the team is still winning. It was like making a big deal out of nothing. They squashed it last week, beating Pittsburgh. He threw the ball great. You come into this week, you got the young dynamic player and Jayden Daniels, who said he looks up to Jalen Hurts. And you want to see this matchup because the first time Jayden Daniels was dealing with the rib injury, and he wasn't playing at his best. So it's like, all right, Saquon, he ran all over him last time. He still ran good today, or in the game. But you wanted to see the matchup. This is one of those matchups you want to see. You want to see the established vet, then you want to see the rookie that's coming to that house trying to get a win, man. And it's
he
tough.
was electric, bro.
Yeah.
Jayden Daniels, he might have locked up that rookie of the year with this game.
Yeah, man.
I mean, he had 5 touchdown throws, the game winner to Jamison Crowder, who's been injured, coming back from that. That's always awesome to see. And then he had a little bit over 80 yards. I think he had 81 rush yards. Like, he was just dynamic, and he ran when he needed to. He made the right throw when he needed to. Obviously, he had multiple turnovers in this game. But when it mattered, he made the right plays. Like,
he made the right
He really
plays.
did. And that's what you want to see from your young quarterback, is how are you going to bounce back? He threw a real bad pick over the middle. I think Slay tipped it up and Blankenship caught it. That was a great play from the Eagles defense. But what I was kind of shocked with was the Eagles defense a little bit in this game, just because of how well they've been playing for multiple weeks, and to have a divisional opponent, which, normally they're a little bit lower scoring because the defenses know these offenses so well. But I think just Jayden Daniels was an X factor in this, being able to run the ball as well as he did, and then hitting multiple receivers. McLaurin is usually the go-to guy. He had a tug in this game, over the shoulder money catch, but he was distributing the ball to everybody. You love to see that. And, I was impressed with him. And then I was impressed with the O-line, the Commanders. I felt like they limited the Eagles front pretty well in this game. They still had a lot of pressure, but at the end of the day, they kept them to only having 1 sack, and felt like it was a good performance on them. And then Eagles, Saquon, workhorse, bro. He's a dog.
Saquon's a dog, man.
Another 29 carries for 150 yards, 2 tugs.
He's a dog.
Buddy's a dog.
He a dog, man. And
yeah,
if you look at it, third downs, Commanders 7 of 13. Great on
tough.
third down. Philly 3 of 16.
Yeah. It's a lot for a backup quarterback, though, to go in the game and still produce. I feel like Pickett did pretty well. They were up early in this game, and then he got points on the board. It just wasn't enough. When you get all those turnovers, you feel like you got to turn those into the points. I just felt like it was kind of a fumbled game, and they fumbled the game essentially because you had all the turnovers, and then when you have as many turnovers as the Redskins had, it should be a blowout game. And it was in the beginning.
Yeah, and I mean, Philly had more penalties, but shoot, Washington had more penalty yards. So the penalties don't matter if the other team got more yards. But yeah, this is just.
I think if Hurts doesn't get hurt, they win the game.
Yeah, obviously, but that's the thing about this game. It was a great back and forth, and coming off the bench as a backup and trying to come in and win a game, it can go one or two ways. It can either be horrible or be like, man, this dude need to be starting somewhere. And that's not how it works. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Like, when we game plan for the fans, when we game plan for the starter. Simple and plain. You game plan for the starter because within what this team does, that starter does certain things within this scheme. I knew when we played Drew Brees, he operated that offense differently than anybody else would operate the offense. So when Taysom Hill come in, we not thinking like, oh, it's just the Saints offense. It's not. Drew Brees and Taysom Hill are not the same player. So everything changes when the backup comes in. So when you see backups come in and ball, it's like, dang, they're doing things different within the scheme that we didn't plan for. So we got to adjust. So we can go one or two ways, and this is how it went for Philly. And you just hate to see it with Jalen Hurts because if he plays, they win this. But to Killer's point, you don't want to take away from what Jayden Daniels did because when Jared Goff threw 5
still going
picks,
against the top defense.
Yeah, exactly. This is the number 1 defense in the league. When Jared Goff threw 5 picks on the road versus Houston and they still won, we praised them. Oh, man, they found a way to win this, and this. And Jared Goff has been in the league. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's been in NFC Championship games, multiple. This is a rookie. They had 5 turnovers. He threw 2 picks, and he didn't waver. He didn't blink. Kyle Brandt, one of my coworkers at NFL Network, he did an interview. He sat down with Jayden Daniels, and he said, the only time I've seen you rattled as a rookie is when your teammate came in your press conference and sang happy birthday publicly. That rattled you more. He said, would you rather be rattled? What would you rather do? Have your teammate come sing happy birthday to you at a press conference or have an 8-man blitz running right at you? He said, I take the 8-man blitz any day. You know why? Because this is what he does, man. He got ice in his veins. He's never wavered.
Yes, sir.
He's a 2nd overall pick, a Heisman Trophy winner. He like, man, we seen monsters before. We've been here. We've been here before. And that's why his future is so bright. That's why his future is so bright. And that's why I agree, Killer, man. He might have just locked it up for Offensive Rookie of the Year because these are the types of games.
I still like the two. The 2 receiving. I still like Bowers, who's been hooping for the Raiders, and I like Brian Thomas Jr. Obviously their records, a lot of people don't get to see them.
Bo Nix is playing well. He's playing well enough to be a finalist. But yeah, man, Jayden Daniels, just consistency. I look at it like this: it's no different than Lamar. Lamar's been this way all season. Now that Josh Allen, he has a streak. Whatever way he's playing well. Saquon's, he's playing well. And then you have your ups and downs. But the guy who's consistent all year, big moment, consistent, big moment, consistent, big moment. That's what Jayden Daniels has been. Go win a game like this. We still remember the Hail Mary touchdown, what he was doing leading up to that. Went up to Cincinnati, beat them. Like, the guy's been balling. And these are the types of games you got to win. And Washington said, not so fast with this division, player. Not so
and he's
fast.
Gonna be in the playoffs too.
That's what I'm saying, man. To get to the playoffs like that, it's great to see him, man. This was one of those.
They're ahead of the rebuild. They got to be on cloud 9 in DC
for sure.
But let's turn the page over to the next game we're going to talk about: the Chiefs versus the Texans. We play the Texans on Christmas, so let's get into it a little bit. 27 for the Chiefs, Texans 19. Thing that stood out to me in this game was when Tank Dell went down.
Yeah, everything changed.
That was significant. The whole team, especially CJ, was emotional in this. One thing I'll say is I wish somebody would have – I love CJ Stroud. For one, he always represents the man upstairs. That I respect that. And 2, he loves his players, his teammates, and he's not afraid to show emotion. And, him crying, I'm all for that. But I wish one of his teammates would have seen that and been able to put a towel over him to give him some privacy.
Yeah, for sure, man. And that that goes to show, one, that you got natural leadership ability. Being a leader is not easy. And it's not something you can teach. He's just a natural born leader, man. He cares about others. And that's what you got to do to be a great leader. And you've seen it in his emotions. Him and Tank Dell, both being rookies, coming in the same class. I'm sure that bond has grown. Tank Dell having already dealt with injuries. He had the off the field situation that he had.
Yeah.
And now this happens, man. He just probably feels for him, and it's like,
for sure,
this guy has worked extremely hard to get back here. He's playing at a high level. He was balling. That was an incredible catch he made. And it's just like, hey, man, this is my brother, man. And you hate to see it, man. I think people lose sight of
the human element.
But not only that, they think that we're just such gladiators and barbarians that they forget, like a person like me. The person that I consider like my blood brother, I met in a football locker room. His name is Adrian Taylor. I met him at the University of Oklahoma. It was my roommate from the time I got to OU all the way until I left. I consider him my blood brother. The only thing that make us closer is blood. But these people become who that is, and that's why you see a lot of football players don't either join fraternities or whatever, because football is a fraternity. You create these brotherhoods in the locker room. Does it happen with everybody? No. There's some locker rooms. I've been in multiple locker rooms where I'm just like, oh, this ain't it.
Yeah, cancers,
but when you do have that bond, it's very difficult to break it, man. It makes you emotional because we're with these people all year. We're with them in the off season. Then we take a little break. Then we got training camp. And then every day we're with these people prepping, going through. He's seeing if Tank Dell's having a rough day at practice, or if he had a rough week at practice, or whatever. And then he goes out in the game, or what. He's seeing the things we don't see. So when he's showing that emotion, there's more to it than just, dang, my teammate got hurt.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to it, but
I totally agree.
Yeah, and you just hate to see it. It really shifted the momentum because Tank Dell was really the only one that was really giving them a spark, man. He was lighting Kansas City up. So when that happens, it's like, Lee, we gotta adjust, and but all credit to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, it's like Spags, man. The way he is able to take with whatever players he has available and make it shake, man. It's impressive to watch from afar. And the defense forced two interceptions. Was able to get to CJ a little bit in this game, get him off the spot, get him making poor decisions, and they kind of had their way with the Texans a little bit when it comes to playing the game within the game, right? Showing one thing, doing another. Okay, these safeties are going to switch and do a crisscross too high look. It's just impressive what Spags is doing. And then Mahomes, just doing what he always does, is getting the job done and getting a dub. And that's what he's so impressive. Just, it doesn't matter. Nothing rattles him, gets a little high ankle sprain, plays through it, and wins another tough opponent in his house and improves to 14-1.
Yeah, and I'm looking at these. I can get these numbers to pop up. These guys, man, third down efficiency. They've been efficient all year, 7-13. They just continue to extend drives, man. 33-52 was a time of possession. They just continue to extend drives. This is not the 1, 2, 3 play explosive Chiefs offense that we're accustomed to. But Patrick Mahomes, he's a studier. Andy Reid, he's a studier. They've seen the formula that you, killer, know, win championships. It ain't always we got to be able to get down the field in a hurry. It's that Tom Brady nickel and dime you until we get to where we need to be. And Tom talked about it in the game. Which game was Tom? Was Tom calling this game?
Yeah, it was a couple. I know exactly what you're talking about. It was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, well, he talked about it, and he said, winning these games right now is about penalty-free football and being good in the red zone. You got to be good on third down. You got to get in the red zone. When you get down there, you got to score. You got to play penalty-free, especially at the end of the game. He said at the end of the game, those teams, they know how to win. And how do you do it? You win on third down, and you get in the red zone, and you score. That you got to be great in the red zone, and that's what Kansas City's doing.
And they were good on the ground too.
Yeah.
They had 20 carries within the running backs, and they were efficient with those carries. And then Mahomes had a couple scrambles that that went for some good yardage to put them over the 100-yard mark. So they do enough. They do enough on the ground to keep you off balance, and then they spread it out. Like Travis Kelce, obviously he's still the guy. He's not what he once was. He's still really good, but he spreads it out to everybody. He's got Hollywood Brown back, and he's getting Worthy more involved in the offense, and they're trending how you would want to trend too going into the playoffs. So. They got the Steelers on their road for Christmas, just like we're on the road against the Texans.
Yeah.
And, I think these will be good matchups for both teams.
Yeah, and you think, you know what I'm saying? If you think about it, they scored 27. They could have scored more. You had the Justin
Yeah.
Watson play where he dropped it. That was a bit in the end zone. You had the one on the sideline where Hollywood Brown was wide open and Patrick Mahomes overthrew him. They really leaving points on the field, man, and they was 3 of 5 in the red zone. These guys just playing at a high level. And the biggest concern, again, injuries. Patrick Mahomes looked like he fought through the high ankle, but Chris Jones.
Yeah.
Not
that
having
one's gonna
Chris
be
Jones, that could be a blow, but, we don't know.
What's
we'll
the
see
severity?
what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all that.
we'll see what happens, man. But yeah, they just could
All right.
keep finding a way
Yeah.
to win.
Christmas time, let's go over. Let's talk about a little Christmas.
Let's talk
let's
about Christmas,
tackle a
man.
little bit of Christmas, and want to ask you a question of what did you do during your time during the holidays? Did you guys do a secret Santa? Did you guys do a gift giving? Quarterbacks, that's a huge
Yeah.
topic right now. Quarterbacks, they post that on the internet of what they get in O linemen. How do you feel about that? Honestly, I'm not a big fan of teams and the media knowing what the O
for
linemen
sure.
got and posting. I think it's kind of tacky.
Yeah.
That's just me. I feel like that should kind of be a private manner, but I get it. I get why, they want to post it, and it's cool. Like, I thought Brock Purdy getting the Toyotas.
Oh shoot, that was a
trucks.
sponsorship, man. I ain't trying to hear that.
Yeah, obviously, but I think it was cool to get. If I was an O lineman, I think it was cool.
I'm gonna be honest. This is me. I felt like they didn't do enough. I don't care if it's staged. I don't care if
Really?
I don't care if it's whatever. That dude said, "Go pick a truck," and they was like, "Oh, this is cool, man.
Ooh.
Thanks, man. Oh, a truck. Wow. Man,
You don't think the O lineman did enough?
a whole vehicle?
Yeah, I'd have been going crazy.
Bro, I'd have lost my mind. I don't care. There's
I
never
agree.
enough money in the world where a person can give me a whole motor vehicle, and I'm just like, hey, appreciate it, bro. That's
Yeah. I feel that.
What? I
I'd
don't
have been
care
going
if you
crazy.
didn't pay for it or not. I don't care if it's a spot you just gave me. Man, I'll pay that little insurance for that truck. You just gave me a whole motor vehicle. I'm a millionaire. I could pay the insurance. I didn't have to pay for the car, man. Anyway, shout out to them for what they doing. But Christmas time for us. Go ahead.
I did think Joe Burrow's. I heard he got samurai swords
Mhm.
for his guys. I thought that was badass. That would
Yeah,
be
that's
kind of
dope.
cool to get.
That's dope. Yeah, and Christmas time for us, we used to do a thing called McCoy Family Christmas, where Patricia Diane Foundation was my foundation that I started, my wife and I, and we was sitting up one day, and she was like, you know what, I just want to adopt some families for Christmas. So it was kind of like last minute whim, and we got 10 families. It ended up growing to 75 families where we adopted these families and
for
fulfilling their
you.
Christmas wish list. Everybody got bikes. We tried to get as many gifts as we could on everybody's wish list. We got them groceries and all that, and that was the McCoy Family Christmas. Well, 2012, Michael Bennett and I started a tradition that I'm pretty sure they still do at the Bucks called D-Line Does Christmas. And what we did is all the D-linemen, little insight. There's different things inside of a building or a position room where guys we have an in-room fine system. Whether it's you get fined for, I know the O-line, if you get beat in one-on-ones, if you clap afterwards, they'll fine you. Put money in the jar, put money in the jar. So we had different fine systems in the room. And we was like, bro, we got all this money in here. Like, what are we going to do with it? And Michael Bennett and I came up with a thing. Let's give it away. Let's give it to families. And we created D-Line Does Christmas. And we would have all these families. We gave them a gas card, groceries, and we took them on a shopping spree to Target. And that grew every year. You put in however much you put in. And what I would do is every year, whatever the pot was, I would try and match it. So then the pot would double, and then we would take those families. But inside the room, we just did a little secret Santa.
Dope.
You pull a name, whoever you get, you don't say it, but you don't tell them who you got, because what it does is it makes you have to know your teammate. Okay, what can I get this guy that relates to him? I don't want to just go get some random thing, because now okay, now I have to get to know this person, start paying attention to what they like, talking to them, whatever. And it gets you a chance to know your teammate. And me personally, mine was always around the same time. I would get Pro Bowl gifts. So every year I made the Pro Bowl, I would get everybody in the D-line room something. So whether it was duffel bags, iPads, shoot, I don't know. I did a whole bunch, but
That's
yeah, that was
awesome.
Christmas. That was Christmas time in the building. And team-wise, the two best gifts we got team-wise. Brian Burns, his rookie year, he got wooden cutouts of different superheroes with our numbers and who he thought we were. Obviously, mine was Batman. He had some Wolverine ones. He had one was the Joker. He had just a lot of different ones. That was a pretty cool gift because it was very well thought out. It had the Carolina Panthers colors with our jersey number. And then Mike Evans, he got us all those bird scooters that are around different cities downtown. He got everybody a bird scooter with your number and name on them. So
that's sick.
and that's when they was just dropping. So that was pretty cool as far as like Christmas and things that I've seen. Now, I don't know about you, Killer, things
Nice.
you know.
Yeah, we do Secret Santa with the Ravens for the D-line group. I had a job. We're doing our exchange tomorrow. So, excuse me, when this episode comes out, I will already have done my exchange. I got him a drone. I feel like it's cool. And then one of the brand new Apple Watches that you can like turn in and switch the wrists. They're really cool. So,
yeah, nice.
Yeah, I think he's going to enjoy it. And, I'll show you guys what I got when I get back.
Right. Yeah.
But, I think another thing that I like that organizations do, when I was in previous employment in New England, they would hand over a sheet and people would donate and it would go to people in the business, cut a check for a good amount because it distributes to everybody in the facility, from equipment staff to workers in the lunchroom to the laundry folks to anybody and everybody. Just added Christmas bonus, and that was always fun to do and see the smiles on their faces, janitors, people like that. And I love that. And they were so appreciative, and we were appreciative of them. Like, I think they do so much and around the facilities, and we appreciate them. So it's always fun to put smiles, and they deserve it. They work really hard. But with that being said, we need to go to break, G.
Before that, as you reminded me of something. One thing we did do, and the Bucks, when you watch this, forgive me for not bringing this up. As a team, one thing the captains did is we made sure that the entire team put money in a pot for all of the workers in the building, whether it was the janitorial staff, cafeteria, the training staff, everybody. We made sure that everybody around equipment, everybody around the building was taken care of for Christmas. I hope they still do it. It was something I made mandatory while I was on the team. And we just appreciate everybody around the building. And we made sure that it was known that you guys are not just showing up and we just these a-holes are just playing football and don't care what you guys are doing for us. So we always try to show appreciation. But Killer, like you said, we got to take a quick break, and then we got our weekly drive to win. Hey, I got to... Yeah, we'll be right
funny.
back.
Go to break, bro. Go to break.
We'll be right back. We are back. Welcome to our favorite segment, our weekly drive to win, where we're able to show flowers and give credit where credit is due. This is our drive to win segment presented by Toyota, official automotive partner of the NFL. Killer, I'm going to let you say yours because I have a very special one that is my drive to win. So I'm going to let you get into it. Who you got?
All right. I got the young stud as my number one, Jayden Daniels, boy. I gotta give him some love. He's electric right now. Had a comeback dub over the Eagles. His turning into a rivalry. I feel like, you know, it wasn't really a rivalry because it wasn't going back and forth. But I think with Jayden in this is going to be a rivalry. I truly do.
Yeah,
Jayden Daniels, 24 of 39 for 258, 5 tugs. We won't talk about the picks, but then he had another 9 carries for 81 yards. He did his thing in this game and led him to a victory. I also have Justin Jefferson. Feel like, you know, I still think he's a top 3. Haven't really talked about him as much as we should because he is so dynamic. Like he's incredible. Yeah. He's one of one to me with the things he does. He had 10 catches, 144 yards, 2 tugs against the Seahawks, and a battle in Seattle. I thought that was an awesome game. And then last 2, I'm going to go with one of my former teammates, plays defense, had a pick 6 and a sack. Matthew Judon. Woo! I see you, Jew. You are my drive to win, as well as Jesse Bates. I feel like he's been an all-pro safety in the NFL. He makes plays. He also had a pick 6 in his game against the Giants. Yes, the Giants. But a pick 6 on defense is hard to do. They got 2 of them. Matthew Judon, Jesse Bates.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was looking at the score. I'm like, how they score all these points? I said, 2 pick 6s. Dang. Yeah, so my weekly drive to win, I'm going to start with Jared Goff. You know, with all the injuries, 16 guys on wild on defense. I think it's just on defense or total. Yeah. 16 guys on wild for the Lions. And I know it's Chicago, but this team just continues to fight. And Jared Goff has been criticized with, you know, playing outside on grass in the cold and all that. And he said, y'all, hey, listen, man, we still the ones to beat in the NFC. 23 of 32, 336, 3 tubs, and no picks. He put on the show, man. He did his numbers. Honorable mention in that game is Sonic. You know, Sonic 3 just came out. I took my family to see Sonic 3, ran out of theater. It was a good movie. You should go see it. Anyway, Sonic, Jahmyr Gibbs, 23 carries for 109 yards. He's the honorable mention in that game. But the drive to win for that game is Jared Goff. Now, Derrick Henry.
D-Hen.
Derrick Henry.
Baller.
Another 1,500 yards on the season. 4 times. 4 times this has happened. Dude about to be 30. And he's at 1,500 yards again. 24 carries, 162 yards, long of 44. Man, Derrick Henry's incredible. He's freaking incredible. And we just gotta, you know, like his work ethic and everything you've said, and then you see him in the offseason, all these crazy workouts he's doing. Everybody like, man, look at what he's doing. Well, you see the results of it. Yeah. And that is my weekly drive to win picks. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry.
Whoa. I think you forgot. I was about to say.
I forgot somebody. Did y'all really think I was going to forget my guy? Did y'all really think I was going to do this segment, this drive to win segment, without talking about my guy? Get out of here, man. My guy, none other than Killer himself, Kyle freaking Van Noy. He reached the double-digit sack mark. He reached that magic number. People don't understand, man, as a defensive lineman, pass rusher, outside linebacker, whatever, if that's what you're known for doing, that number means everything to us. And you think, well, y'all play all these games, all these snaps, and, you know, they teach you got to be prepared to play 65 to 70 snaps per game. So when you think about it, 65 to 70 snaps per game times now 17 games, I don't feel like doing math. It's a lot of snaps. So for a person to get to the quarterback and get him on the ground while he's holding the ball 10 times,
yes, sir,
it's like, that should let you know how elite football is at this level. And my guy, he said he was going to do it, and he did it. So, Killer, congratulations to you, man.
Thank you, G.
I know that you want to win. You've won a Super Bowl, and there's never enough winning in the world where you don't want to stop winning. But any professional athlete or a true competitor will be a lie to say that personal goals and things you set out to do don't mean a lot to them. Man, you set out for a personal goal of getting double-digit sacks. and you did it, and this is only beginning. You got more games, and this is just now. You're building. You're getting better by the year, but man, you hit that magic number, and you, my friend, my brother Killer, are my drive to win. Killer hitting 10, not just 10 and a half sacks.
Yeah.
10 and a half sacks, leading his team and leading that defense. My guy, Killer, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
That has been our weekly Drive to Win segment presented by Toyota, official automotive partner of the NFL. Now, let's get into the picks for this week. So
let's roll them real
get
quick.
Out of here and let's get to some
Christmas games. Here we go. Chiefs versus Steelers. They're the 1 p.m. Eastern time slot. Who you got?
Man, this is tough. I'm going to be honest, man.
Chiefs.
I'm going Chiefs, but if Chris Jones don't play, I don't know. But I'm going to still go Chiefs. I'm going to go Chiefs. And I actually need to go Chiefs because I need y'all to win this division, so I'm going Chiefs.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going Baltimore.
Ravens versus Texans. We got B-more.
Yeah, going Baltimore.
All right. Thursday night game. Seahawks versus Bears. Seahawks need to bounce backs. Can they do it in Chicago?
They're going to do it.
I agree.
Seahawks. Yeah.
Seahawks. Chargers at the Patriots.
Triple header on Saturday. Chargers at the Patriots. I'm going Chargers.
Yeah. Broncos versus the Bengals. Ooh.
I'm going Bengals, man.
I'm going Bengals too. Backs against the wall at the crib. Got the Bengals.
I like Bengals. I like the Bengals to win out, if I'm being honest.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Cardinals versus the Rams.
Rams are rolling, man. Cardinals, they just dropped one to Carolina. That is not the move right now. So I'm going Rams.
Yeah. I'm going to go Rams too. Panthers versus the Bucks.
I'm going to go Bucks in a biased pick, but the Panthers, man, they are starting to figure it out. So this is going to be a tough game.
They're playing tough,
This is going to be a tough game, bro. But I'm going to go Bucks biasly, of course.
I'm going to go. Why not? Why not? I'm going to go with the Panthers,
hey,
bro.
Listen,
they're rolling.
I can't even be upset with you about that, man.
Yeah.
Shoot. Jets and Bills. I'm going to go
Bills.
Yeah.
Colts versus Giants. Colts. Packers versus Vikings. Oof. Good game. Good game.
Jeez, man. I think I might go with the Packers to steal one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. I don't hate that pick.
Man.
I'm just going to go with the Vikings because you picked the Packers.
Yeah, sorry.
Raiders versus Saints.
Raiders. Yeah.
I'll go with the Saints. Why
Raiders.
not? Titans versus Jags.
You want a toothache or a tummy ache?
You're crazy, bro.
This is ridiculous, man.
It's Christmas coming
This is ridiculous. You want to turn your ACL or your MCL? Which one?
No.
Pick one. Jesus Christ. This is a lump of coal game. Golly.
Oh, man.
Man, Titans, man. Whatever.
All right.
Titans.
I'll go with the Titans, too. Why not?
Okay, man.
Dolphins versus the Browns.
Dolphins.
Cowboys versus Eagles.
If Jalen doesn't play.
Eagles, stop it. Eagles.
All right, Eagles, whatever.
At the crib? Come on.
Yeah, you're right.
After they lost, them boys up front going to be hungry.
Yeah. Falcons versus Commanders. I'm going to go Commanders.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to go with Commanders. Real quick, what did you think about the rookie? First outing against the Giants?
Yeah. Michael Penix.
At home?
All right. We'll see.
Yeah.
I didn't see what they said we seen when they played in the preseason and Raheem Morris was like, we seen we need to see.
Yeah.
Man, ain't what I see. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monday night game, Lions versus Niners.
Lions.
Go with the Lions. Niners are cooked. Sorry.
Yeah.
I love you, Fred.
Yeah. But Lions, 49ers is cooked. I'm going Lions. Hey, man, listen.
Yes.
We wish everybody a very Merry Christmas.
Merry
Killer,
Christmas,
I know y'all
everybody.
have to play a game, but what I will be doing, I'm taking my family to Canada for Christmas. Going to visit a bunch of different places, and that's just a Christmas tradition. And my wife and I decided we're going to start doing. We've been fortunate enough since I was 22 years old. I've had a lot of finances, and I got a lot of kids, and they ask for a lot of stuff, and they get stuff year round. Gifts, gifts, gifts. I want this. I want that. I want this. Yeah. So when Christmas comes around, it's like, what more gifts can you get them? My wife and I said, you know what? We want our kids to be cultured. We want them to see the world. So we're going to start taking family trips because we want our kids, one, to understand what Christmas is really about. And we want our family to grow tighter and tight-knit. And we just want our kids to experience life. So when they get older, they say, man, this is what I got to experience as a kid. So when these knuckleheads come into my daughter's lives and try and show them all this, it's like, well, my daddy did that. And, it's like, it's a lot to it. But Christmas is just a time to be around your family. So we're going to be in Canada. The first time we did this, we went to Japan. Last year we did New York because the kids wanted to go to the plaza where Kevin McAllister from Home Alone was at. Gonna be in Canada. And we're going to have a blast, man. And Killer, I wish y'all all the best on Christmas. Merry Christmas to all the fans. We love you guys.
Yes.
We still want to hear from you. McCoy Van Noy, yahoosports.com. Appreciate you, Brett, John, and Addie. Behind the scenes, appreciate you, Yahoo Sports. Just go spread love and all the holiday cheer. Killer, you got anything before we close out?
Man, just thank you, everybody, for listening. Merry Christmas. Please send in, we'll do a segment next week. For sure. So send in some questions. We'll answer it for you guys. Merry Christmas again. Go Ravens.
Go Ravens. Merry Christmas, y'all.